In 1989, Tom and Val Devine got their first pet together. This is the Single B-Sides.
This is a true story.
I've always been an animal lover. Since I was a child, when Val and I decided to get a pet, a monkey was out of the question.
One day he came home and he said, the Lakewood pet store's closing. So he said they had these little tiny iguanas that were for sale.
My second favorite animal of all time to have as a pet was an iguana. Or a Komodo dragon, but they're extremely rare. I went and bought Puppy.
It was our iguana named Puppy.
Well, those iguanas grow, and we're in an apartment. Well, guess who comes home with not just a little, like a fish aquarium for the little iguana. He comes home with, it's like a display case. It had to have been 6 feet long and then 3 or 4 feet tall.
I trash picked it. Perfect terrarium. And what iguana wouldn't want to live in a place like that?
How does he get it to our apartment? Stacked straight up like a telephone pole. A telephone booth in the back of the Suzuki. So little iguana got to live in there.
He kept getting bigger and bigger. He only lost part of his tail one time. If you handle them too much and grab their tail, it just pops off and then flips around the floor. And his tail did grow back.
We change apartments. The display case comes too. Then we decide to buy a house. We're getting married. Yes. The display case comes too. And by that time, the iguana is probably 3 or 4 feet. And he was thick and round too. He kind of had an odor. I didn't like it. I was over it by then. Whatever. He was there. It was better for him to be in the natural habitat. So Dad built this little cage and put wheels on it.
He was our iguana.
This is where the story goes wrong.
He was outside in actually what was a bird cage, extremely top heavy, on a stand.
Iguana.
And the wind blew it over and Puppy got away.
I went to work. And it was a breezy day. Dad calls me a couple hours into my shift, upset, frantic, sad. He says, Puppy's gone. The cage rolled off the side porch and the door flew open because it's just like one little kind of hook latch. Dad had been looking for that iguana. He was really upset. We'll find him. He blends in. Well, we never have. We never did see him. He would look a couple times a day. And somehow the story has changed over the years, like that I let him out.
She never liked him.
That I pushed him off the porch.
She didn't like to hold him.
And that I didn't like him.
She was not a fan.
Well, I was over him by that point. I was at work. I had nothing to do with it.
He was an easy pet. He didn't make noise. He only shit in his cage. He was pretty mellow. Even if he put his chompers on you, it didn't hurt. He ate vegetables. What the heck? What a pet.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was out there. He could be living his life.
And he's probably still out there somewhere. Because they live like 20 to 40 years.
I didn't push him. I didn't have anything to do with that.
Where were these accusations coming from?
You let him go.
What?
You set him free.
No.
You never loved Puppy quite like me. He was my son.
No.
My noble steed.
Damn it.
I miss you, Puppy. You're all I need.
Not funny, not funny, not funny.